Hello traders, how are you? Vladimir Ribakov here from Traders Academy Club, and welcome to the weekly markets review for the week starting off 18th of March to the 23rd of March. This week will be very important week fundamentally speaking, so you have to begin the week with the understanding that on such week the risks we take during trading during the week have to be much lower. I'm talking about, of course, this list of, let's go over that, this list of very important events. The first one, CPI in Britain, which will affect dramatically straight on the pound and the pound pairs. The expectations are low. That's what basically we're kind of trying to bring the pound lower during Friday. If the number officially comes low, I would not be surprised if the pound really will go lower. We have then the G20 meetings on the first 2 days, but the main event is going to be the FOMC statement and the federal funds rate expected to be increased one more time, which could be in the favor of the dollar if they really will. Many things will depend what the Fed will release after the official news. If they will say that's all, one last increase, then the dollar would do exactly the other impact. If there will be any hawkish hint that there will be more rate hikes on the coming future, then we can expect the dollar to continue and gain some strength. I will be covering the dollar also on my charts today, so you will see everything inside. Then we continue with the cash rate in Britain, which is not expected to be changed, and that's basically the main important things. And now to the technical setups, and I prepared here several very interesting opportunities, the best ones to follow from my point of view, at least for the beginning of the week. For your benefit, on Monday, I will release the weekly review PDF version. That will happen on Monday. So just come back to the video, go to the comments or the description of the video, and you would get the link inside there. That will happen on Monday once my team finishes to prepare this PDF for you. Your feedback would be, of course, very welcome. We're doing that for you, for your benefit. So let's begin. We have a lot of interesting technical setups, but before that, I would like to take the moment and thank you very much for your time you find to watch my video. I appreciate that. I'm doing this video to try and help you in your trading, to share with you my knowledge, the way I do my things, the way I trade for a living on my own, and the way my team is trading together with me. So hopefully you enjoy the video. If you do, hit the like button, show your support back. If you can, leave your feedback below. As I always say, it's not a secret. Your feedback, our motivation, we do that for you, for your benefit, and that's all. So your support back in our videos, our materials would be very welcome. So if you can, hit the like button and share your view. If there is any pair or instrument that you want me to cover that I did not cover, just write down on the comments what would you like me to cover and what time frame, so what really is interesting for you, and I will try to reply as soon as I can. So the first pair on the list is the euro dollar, which we are basically shorting on the last several weeks. And we said that as long as we are inside this range, we are looking to sell the rallies. That was our plan on the last few weeks. That is still the plan. And as long as we are inside, we can expect the euro to go lower. Now, if you can see here, there is a very important magnet zone, which also lines down on this trend line. I'm talking about the zone of 121, 120. Very psychological area. And below that, we have a classical zone of the 116, which might be going reached on the long term. If we take a bit lower view, we can see that the euro dollar is currently trading in a down channel. We have beautiful spots on the top. We have the spots on the bottom. and same about these holdings here. So what we can expect from the euro dollar, unless there will be any surprises, it's to continue and be traded inside the channel. So pullbacks back to the action zones or the top of the channels, and we should be looking for these sell opportunities. Basically, what the market is telling us in that case, that you can see that we are currently on the bottom of the middle channel, this one, right? And there is kind of divergence developing. So if it will hold it and break above that, that would be a potential ending of this down journey. I want to remind you, we are still moving inside this daily range, right? In order for the pair to continue and gain the momentum further lower, it has to break the range later or sooner. If it doesn't, and if it keeps dancing here, that might be a very serious weakness sign before a fly towards. So at this stage, I keep my bearish view, but we have to be very, very careful. And as I always say, don't ever go and blindly attack a level. Oh, that looks bearish, let's just go and sell. It's not smart. The best way to do in such cases is always get a pullback in two waves, get yourself the breakout of the correction trend line, and then you improve yourself the chances to go and to get a better risk reward and improve chances on a good timing entry. And the alternative for such cases, of course, is a bearish hidden divergence. So if we have the lower highs here and higher highs on the 4-hour chart, we can go and start hunting for the sells later on. So all that is relevant as long as this channel is holding and going down. Euro pound, another pair we have been bearish for a while, and we started to hunt it right from here. Continues trying to break the trend line. So the way I see that, if it managed to do so and ideally cross this low, again, we are after sell rallies. As long as we are inside this channel, we are looking to sell the rallies. On the lower time frames, we can see that we are now, well, facing a trend line here, right? There is an action zone here and here. We can expect pullbacks to happen, and for sell, that could happen from this moment, or first of all, this area, ideally to clean this cube, then pull back, and then the move down again. So as long as this high holds here, this would be our invalidation for the sell setups. Sorry, euro yen is one of the pairs I love personally. We have a great double cycle. This is a classical top we have here. There is a bearish divergence on all this massive run starting from these highs. The expectations are to hit here or even lower. We are talking about 127, 126 zone or lower. On the daily, no daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, we can see that we've had two waves to the upside, bearish divergence here, break of the trend line. So basically it looks pretty nice. This high was cleaned. You see here, it was stop loss catching for those who entered sell early. Then the trend line was broken. So basically every pullback to here, any of these areas, okay, here, or the next area, and we should be looking for bearish evidence. What the bearish evidence is? Bearish divergence, classical candle pattern, or the best is the trend line breakout. So if we, for example, if we have pullback, trend line breakout, or pullback to here, trend line breakout, or pullback to here, even for a new high, something like that, and then a breakout. So each of the highs to be created, once it break the trend line, we have ourselves the conversation, the confirmation. Sorry, my English. And this is basically, well, I myself don't think it will go higher than these two, but you know, everything could happen. That's why we are not in a rush. We want to see the evidence for a sell, and two waves pull back or higher, trend line breakout, and you get it, and you have the sell. Pound New Zealand, now this is a pair we analyzed a few weeks ago. The idea was very simple. If we are holding here, we are after buys. If we don't hold here, we are going to the lower area of 186 approximately, and then we are going for the buys because of the range and because of this trend line. Now what happened is that this low is holding, at least currently, right? That was a beautiful zone on the action area. There was a bullish divergence here. The trend line that we got here was broken. So the way I see that right now, pound New Zealandian, as long as it is holding this this trend line here, I would expect the pound Kiwi to go and to continue higher, and that would be basically our invalidation area for this kind of setup. We can also see, let me try to draw it for you guys, that there is, let's see, try to follow me here, guys, my imagination, like up channel here in this view, no bearish divergences against us, so basically that's a very possible scenario for this pair. So I would be looking for retraces and buy evidences. EURUSD, now this pair we were looking to go for sell on the previous week, and it did pay pretty much well. It was a beautiful trend line, bearish hidden divergence right here, and boom, we got a move down. It was 150 points approximately all the way down, but then look where it bounced. It never managed to create lower lows. We wanted to see the trend line breakout and the lower lows in that place, and it never happened. What did happen was a double bottom, double lows, and a bullish divergence. Now in that case, we should immediately understand that, hey, this is kind of a safe from the market, that there is a chance we are going higher, right? So if we take a look on this pair, look what happened here. Basically the correction to the upside after the double bottom went through all the Fibonacci retracements and continues straight. This is a sign that there is a very good chance that the EURUSD will continue higher. There is no bearish evidence currently, so I would be looking for possible pullbacks and continuation. There is a bullish channel going here. I would not be surprised if we're gonna cross through 160, reach the 161, 162 zone until we recreate the divergence on a completely new high, which can go and reach this trend line connecting the tops. So the short term, buy pullbacks might be a very smart idea for this pair. Aussie dollar, another pair that could not hold the break of this trend line for too long, and the retrace there happened immediately. It was false breaking this trend line, break and retrace inside. We can see clearly by connecting the cycles that this is the current channel we have, right? And that's the next cube you have, and this is the massive one. At this stage I'm doubtful we're going there, but everything could happen later on, of course. Currently it seems like we are aiming to this zone, so pullbacks back to these areas, 1 or 2, or back to the trend line, right? This is the current channel we have, so pullbacks, and we can expect that to move forward lower. Aussie Kiwi is another pair that has a very beautiful magnet zone for us right here around the 106, 105. So I do, because it never managed to gain new highs, I would not be surprised if we break through this channel, this triangle, making this low until the divergence creates 106, 105. Ideally clean this low for stop losses and make the turnaround for buys. In that case, we would better make a trend line, break above that, pullbacks, and we can expect later on further continuation up. There is also beautiful trend line connecting this and making us basically a very beautiful long-term channel to the upside. So that's for the Aussie Kiwi. New Zealandian Canadian, a pair that we have been following for a while. I'm still looking for that, of course. Bearish hidden divergence here, and that means we are looking for the sells. On a daily chart, we have a special cycle here in play, which you can break in triple cycle. It doesn't matter, really, how you name it, it doesn't matter. It cleaned these highs, so the stop losses here were taken, which is a good sign for sellers. We have the divergence, so from my point of view, the way I see that, we should be start looking for the sells. On the 4-hour chart, we can see we have alternative trendline false break. We have the divergence on the moving averages. We have the divergence on the daily chart. So basically, sell rallies would be the plan there. Now note, the rallies could be back to this area and a continuation, or another fake high, like another high, and then the sells, like for the divergence. These two scenarios are the ones to follow for the bearish evidence and trade it. Dollar index, this is the one I said at the beginning I will be covering. Still facing here well, kind of a cycle it had here for us. Bullish divergence, no bearish sign, so I would not be surprised if we actually are going to continue higher. Yeah, pullbacks are acceptable, but I still suspect that going higher. There will be the FOMC event this week that will have the impact on the dollar and the dollar index mainly. So the way I see that on the daily chart, we had a false break here. We are gaining some first move up range. So if we break that, the dollar index can actually go and make the move. We have this trend line, so it has to be broken. If it does, I think it would be a good idea, smart idea, to start looking to buy inside this bullish channel. If it refuses to do so, then we have to pay attention for a false break here, which might make it a range, and then we will want to see two waves pull back and the breakout before we start looking for the buys again. I think that the next zones are reachable as targets, okay, for the buys. We maybe even will go higher, but it's really early at this stage. Gold and silver currently on the short term still moving to the downside. Bearish channel on these highs, bearish channel on these highs. No bullish divergence activated and stopping that. On the bottom, we also have the zone right here. So I think the gold could continue to lower, to lose it a bit and go lower. It's a risky trading from my point of view, but it's very possible. From this zone or this cube, I would be looking for this trend line breakout. Once we break above the trend line, for me, that would be the sign to boom and hit the button for the rallies. No, okay, so that's the way I see the gold. Silver is stuck inside the daily range, the big range here, also moving into little tunnels to the downside. That would be the first, that would be the second place on the very short term. I am waiting for this divergence to hit. It could happen on this place and then trend and breakout, or from the next cubes. So what I am expecting to for the long term, of course. For the short term, we can still move inside the channel. Once these channel are broken to the upside after a bullish divergence, we should start looking for the buy setups, pullbacks and buys, pullbacks and buys, pullbacks in two waves. Yeah, that would be the basically classical setups. DAX, the way I see that, if there will be no surprises, as long as the euro dollar falling, DAX could go and gain some corrections. And I want to remind you guys that after vertical move, this was one falling wave down, the ranges normally take longer, so I would not be surprised if it's going to develop something like that before it crashes. So the way I see that, the best thing to do is actually go and look to sell the tops, look for bearish evidences to go and to make the sells. It could be inside the range, it could be a false break here above the high, with a bearish divergence and go and trade it. This is what we currently have, kind of a channel to the downside. Mark the trend line. If we make the breakout here, pullbacks and sells. This is basically my idea. It will take time, most likely, so don't rush. Many traders asked me recently, so is it time to sell? Is it a good time to sell? Is it a good time to sell? And I always keep saying, wait for a good setup. We currently don't have it, so many traders get seduced by the 15-minute trading and say, wow, this is a great chance. No, it's not. You are looking to join a weekly cycle here or a daily cycle. How 15 minutes can be good? It's not. It's just a noise. Okay, and you have to understand that. It's very important to understand that what you see during the day has no impact for the long term. It's just a noise. Bitcoins currently holding the bearish pressure, I would say. Sorry, the bearish pressure. That's the first cube. That's the next possible cube for us. We have the trend lines there. The divergence is developing, or whatever it will be. It could be hidden divergence or a lower lows divergence. But what we will need to do in that case, mark the trend line. And once we get the breakout again, then and only then it will become bullish. Currently, it has difficulties to gain the momentum. I would not be surprised if we will see lower lows, and it's basically bearish as long as the trend lines are not broken. Same with the Ripple. Now I want to pay attention to this. Is the size of the first false break, right? This is low. This is low too. That's the size of it. That's how it broke down and retraced. This could be basically the same, right? Another false break, same size. The divergence there is developing. It is seeking for bottom. It will take time, most likely, because it's a daily chart. Such things take time. So we are back to bullish once the trend lines would be broken. Currently, this is the last available trend line. If we improve it, and this will be the trend line. Okay, once we get a breakout, this is our buy. Meanwhile, the facts are bearish, and I would not be surprised if we're pulling back lower. It doesn't mean that for long term my view changed, no, but for the short term it's still early. Ethereum versus the Bitcoin, one of my favorite, as you know, still creating the divergence. This is the critical zone from my point of view where we are going to fly. On the first attempt I talked about on the previous weeks, we got a rally. It wasn't too big. This was the move. It was enough to make some money, then retrace down. So what we are looking at now to do is to get this trend line broken. Basically, we have this low. The bullish divergence is there. We want to go above that, pull back, and the breakout, and then we can go and continue with our buys. I think Ethereum versus the Bitcoin for the long term is one of the best opportunities. I might be wrong. That's my view. IOTA completed false break here. This is the appearance of the bulls. It's not yet gaining a momentum, as we can see, so it can dance here for a while. This is the last trend line available. We would want to see that breaking, pullback, and another breakout, and then we have the attack. Meanwhile, the shorter momentum is yet bearish. It will end. It might take time. Don't rush. Don't rush. I know we all understand the big picture, but then when it comes to the real-time trading, we all forget it, and we are stuck immediately. No, can it rally now? Can it rally now? Can it rally now? So have your patience. It's only for your benefit. That's all, my dear friend. Thank you very much for your time watching this video. I hope that this video was helpful for you, that you have learned something interesting, that my charts help you to make a decision. And I invite you to join us in the Traders Academy Club and to enjoy from all the charts and all the instruments on daily basis on the live trading rooms. How do we trade it, and how do we determine good trading setups? So if you are not yet a part of our family, our club, it's time to join. Below the video on the description you have the links to the club. I hope to see you inside, and once again, I hope this video helped you and you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, leave your feedback, show us some support back. It's really motivation for us. Feel free to share this video with anyone who you think can have a benefit from it. And that's all. I'll see you with the next weekly review. And meanwhile, thank you once again for your time. I wish you a wonderful trading week and only the best. Yours, Vladimir Ribakov, Traders Academy Club. Ciao.
Thank you for watching. We appreciate your time. We invite you to join the #1 ranked trading club online, the Traders Academy Club, and to start trading like a real professional. Our students make amazing returns, and you can do too. Let your successful trading journey begin. Join Traders Academy Club using the link below this video now.